Hi guys, so today we're going to be talking about ternary and binary ionic compounds. We're going to be reviewing how to write formulas. This is a review presentation. Some of it I did get from CK12, like these definitions. Okay. A binary ionic compound is a compound composed of a monatomic metal cation and a monatomic non-metal anion. You always have two elements for binary compounds, okay? The first part of the name always has a positive charge. The second part of your name, the second element, always has a negative charge, okay? A ternary ionic compound is an ionic compound composed of three or more elements. And three or more means there's probably going to be a polyatomic ion in there. In a typical ternary ionic compound, there is still one type of cation, one type of anion involved. The cation, the anion, or both can be or possibly can be a polyatomic ion. And then you have an example, sodium hydroxide. Sodium is an element, hydroxide is a poly, right? There's no element on the periodic table that is hydroxide. That is hydrogen and oxygen connected as a polyatomic ion. And remember, your valence sheet, your valence sheet has all the charges and the symbols. Remember, your polyatomics are on the right-hand side towards the bottom. These are all the polyatomics, okay? And you can see here's hydroxide, right? There's hydroxide right there. All right. Steps or rules for writing formulas. They can be steps or they can be rules, whatever it is you want to consider them. Number one, write the symbol and the charge of the element or the polyatomic. Step two, check if the charges cancel out. And I'm telling you, there's an example. For example, if you have a +1 and a -1, that's going to cancel out. They're the same number. Doesn't matter if they're plus and minus. I'm just looking at the number. If the numbers match, cancel them out. They go away and you put what's left together. If the charges don't cancel out, so if you have a +1, -2, a +3 and a -2, whatever it is, if they don't cancel out, you must cross down the charges and don't forget to remove the plus and the minus. The next step, if you cross down and there's a polyatomic ion, make sure to protect the poly by using parentheses. Step 5, check for the lowest possible ratio for the subscripts. If you can divide the subscripts, divide them. If it's a poly, you can only divide what crossed down. You cannot divide the subscripts that are part of the poly. Okay? And here you have an example. If you have aluminum carbide, Al +3, C -4, step 2 doesn't apply, right? Step 2, well, we're still going to check the charges if they cancel. But will they cancel? Definitely not. This +3 does not match the -4. If it would have been +3 -3, they would cancel out. And then you would just write ALC. But they don't cancel out. You got a 3 and a 4. You have to move on to step 3 or rule 3. If they don't cancel out, you must cross down the charges and remove the plus and the minus. All right. So the 3 will cancel down to carbon. The 4 will cancel down to aluminum. And you have your final answer of Al4C3. I don't have to do step 4. I don't have to do step 5. Why don't I have to do 4? There's no polyatomic there. There is no polyatomic. If this guy would have had 2 capital letters, if C would have had 2 capital letters and the 3 crosses, then I would have to use parentheses. For this one, no, I do not. I cannot divide the subscripts further, right? 3 is a prime number. I definitely cannot divide the 3 further. So it stays like this. This is your final answer. All right, I'm going to go into Jamboard, okay? You might have to come back to Google Meet. If I'm going to do some extra practice before I let you guys try it on your own. All right, so for aluminum, real quick, I'm just going to review it. If I have aluminum, I see this information. It's Al with a +3 charge. Now, the reason I want to discuss is because look at here. Carbide. What did I say is the second part? What is the charge for the second part of the name? If you know that the first part is a positive, what is the charge for the second part? Should it be positive as well? Or should it be negative? What do you remember, guys, from last week or 2 weeks ago? What do you remember? What did I say at the beginning? Should I use a plus charge for carbide if it's the second part? Remember, if we go back into Pear Deck, well, look, right here. It says you have a metal cation with a non-metal anion. And you got to remember, anions, N for negative. Cat, the T is for positive. Should I use a positive charge or a negative charge for carbide? What do you think? Negative or positive? I don't see the chat moving. The chat is empty. What should I use for carbon? Should I use this +2, +4, or -4? The anion has to always be negative. I'm going to use the -4. That's why I wanted to talk about this example. So we do it. We continue, right? We cross them down because they don't cancel. And I end up with Al4C3. And I'm done. The second one. Be careful when you have Roman numbers. Okay? This Roman number is for titanium. It's always for the metal in the front. If you don't know your Roman numbers, just Google them. It says here that IV is a 4. I just Googled Roman numbers. Don't be afraid to look them up. There's nothing wrong with that. So when I write TI, because the symbol is right here, right? I know that the charge for this guy is going to be a +4. Permanganate, there's only one charge. It's a -1. Step 1 is done. I have written the symbol and the charge for each of my elements or my polys. Step 2, do the charges cancel out? Are they the same number? Give me a yes or no in the chat. Francisca, what do you see here? Does this number match this number? Are they the same? I don't care about the plus and the minus. Look at just the numbers. Are they the same? No. So I got to do step 3. Step 3 says cross them down and protect the poly. Oh, actually, that's step 4. But cross them down. So if this guy's going to go here, I don't care about the 1 because 1s don't show in formulas. So don't worry about 1s. Always worry if the numbers are bigger than 1. I got to do step 4, don't I? Step 4 says to protect the poly if a number is crossing down to it. How do I protect the poly? Parentheses. And then I continue. Ti parentheses MnO4, close the parentheses, and then put the number on the outside, and you're done. Okay? What do you think? One more. Magnesium nitrate. Mg with a +2. Nitrate with a -1. What's going to happen to this guy? Step 1 done. Step 2, do the charges cancel out? Do the charges cancel out? Mario, do the charges cancel out? Francisca, do the charges cancel out? Irvin, do the charges cancel out? I need everybody participating. Does this guy cancel out this guy? Are they the same number? Oscar says no. Mario says no. Do they? Yes, because they're the same number. They're the same number. Aquí es el dos.
No, it's a +2 and a -1.
Yes, sir, Mario. That is correct. Be careful, Irvin. This number is going to cross down. I don't care about the 1, right? We don't care about ones. Ones don't show when we write formulas. So there's a poly. What do I have to do? Step 4 says I need parentheses, right? So I'm going to put parentheses, and then I'm going to continue. Okay. Let me write it in green. So I'm going to write Mg parentheses NO3 with a 2 on the outside. Okay. Are we ready to practice? Raise your hand if you're ready to practice. Raise your hand if you're ready to practice. Right here. Okay, Francisca is ready. What about Mario? Irvin, I don't see your hand. Oscar, Alexia, what about you? Yoselin, Kevin, Jose, what about you guys? Get involved, guys. All right, Alexia, Irvin, are you ready to practice? There we go. All right, hands down. Thank you. Hands down. All right, on Pear Deck. On Pear Deck, look at all the practice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Aluminum chromate, number 1. Magnesium, number 2. Sodium carbonate, 3. Titanium, 4. Titanium 4 is number 4. Copper 1 dichromate, number 5. Silicon 4 oxide, number 6. I'm going to issue them out. All right. Alexia, number 1. Oscar, number 2. Number 3. Let's go with Francisca. 3. Irvin. And if I spelled it wrong, miss, I'm sorry. Number 4. Mario, you're going to do number 6. And then number 5, right? Number 5 will be Francisca. You can put your hand down, Francisca. Jocelyn. Okay, if she doesn't do it, pues I'll do it. But she should try it. Okay. Here on Pear Deck, you should be able to type and you should be able to write. Okay. If you do not know the formula, at least find the symbol and the charge. Okay. If you cannot write the formula, at least show me this, the symbol and the charges. At least show me that. Okay. Go. And I need everybody, if you can, type it on Pear Deck. If not, then wait your turn and help me out when I get to your question. Okay? Go, go, go. And we might not be able to do them all because I want to make sure we have about 15 minutes. So we got about 10 minutes to do this. And then we need to move on. Because I want to do, remember, we got to do lots of practice. And I wanted to do 20 minutes of practice, but time is running out. Okay. Number 1, Miss Alexia. All right, Alexia. All right. So if I have aluminum chromate, let's see. Did she get to do it online? Okay. Yeah, Alexia, help me out. I'm gonna present on Jamboard. If I have aluminum with a +3 charge, chromate CrO4 with a -2 charge, what should be my formula? Step 1 is done. Step 2 says, do they cancel out? Step 3 says, if they don't cancel out, cross it down. Step 5, protect the poly if a number is crossing down to it. And step 6, make sure you have the lowest possible subscripts. Okay. Right. They're not the same. We have to cross them. So if this guy goes here, this guy goes here, what should be my formula, girl? Try it out. Don't write plus and minus. Good try. What do you have to do to protect the poly from the number that's crossing down? Protect the poly. Okay? Yes, parentheses. So some of it was right. You were right on the first part. It is Al2. You forgot to put the parentheses, the 4, and then you had this right, the 3. There. Don't forget the 4 on the inside, the 3 on the outside. Fix it. Be careful with that, okay? Good try, though. Oscar, let's look at yours, Oscar. I know that you did some of it on Pear Deck. Let's see. Oscar. All right. Mn2 with a +2. Very good. NO3 with a -1. Very good. They didn't cancel out. They're different numbers. He had to cross them. He protected his poly. The only thing is he forgot that O is supposed to be capitalized. All right, let's do that one real quick. So manganese, Mn with a +2. Nitrate, NO3 with a -1. And then he crossed it down. He protected his poly. And his final answer, sir, very good. Mn parentheses O NO3 and a 2 on the outside. Excellent job, sir. All right, let's move this to the side. Number 3. Number 3. Okay. Sodium nitrate, Francisca. Let's see. Did Francisca do it on Pear Deck? No, it's only Oscar who did it on Pear Deck. Okay, Francisca, you're going to help me out on Jamboard here. All right. So we got sodium plus 1. Carbonate. What needs to happen, Francisca? Talk to me. First off, we wrote the symbol and the charge. Do they cancel out? Do my charges cancel out, Francisca? I'm looking at the chat. I don't see a response. Do the charges cancel out, Miss Francisca? They cancel out. This number is the same as this number. No. So step 3 says I need to cross it down. If I cross it down, what is my formula? Try and type it out. So you're supposed to write Na. What number crossed down? 2. I don't need to protect the poly, and that's my final answer. All right. Next one. Irvin, are you there? No, we lost Irvin. Okay, so titanium, Roman number 4. Ti plus 4 MnO4 with a negative 1. They don't cancel. What's my formula? Somebody type it. Nah, why is there a plus? Why do I see a plus? Oscar. Ti, you did good. You protected the poly. The only thing is, why am I seeing a plus? Remove the plus and you are perfect. You would get 100 for that. It's a 99 because I see a plus. Okay, Mario, Yoselin. Yoselin, are you there, Yoselin? So copper, my Roman number says it's a plus 1. Cu plus 1 dichromate. Yoselin, do they cancel out, Yoselin? What do you need to do, Yoselin? Are you listening, mija?
¿En dónde, Miss?
Aquí. ¿Qué tiene que pasar? Do the charges cancel? Are they the same? Este número y este número aquí. Is this number the same as this one right here?
No.
Okay. If they don't cancel out, Yoselin, tienes que mover el 2 para abajo. So what do I write?
-2.
Cu, not negative, just the number. What number crosses?
2.
And then what else do I write? What's left over?
0 and 7. When you take O, right?
CR2O7. Done. Thanks, Yoselin. Okay. All right. Mario, I give you the easy/hard one. Okay, Mario, you ready to help me? If I have SI and this Roman number is a 4, then I have a +4. I have O -2. What needs to happen, Mario? Come off mute and tell me what to do. Mario, hurry. I need to move on to the next one. Let's go. Do they cancel out, Mario? Better not be listening to music or playing games. If they don't cancel out, I need a cross. What's my formula? Si2O4. Is this my final formula, or can I reduce? Can I divide both of these numbers by 2? Yes, so this one's going to have a little bit extra. SiO2. If you would have written this, you would get 100. If you would have written this, I would have just done a -1. Okay? All right, let me end the presentation. Thank you, 5th period, for your participation. You have a worksheet that you're going to be doing now.